Hey guys, and welcome to my channel tonight. Tonight I actually want to talk about angels and spirit guides. I also want to talk about mediumship. A lot of you guys have asked me about mediumship and kind of where you fall under, so I hope this helps. You guys stay tuned. Okay, right here we have mediumship where it's emotional connection, which is considered an empath. Okay, so if you're an empath, you are hypersensitive to light and noise and that kind of, just anything that is more powering than your actual energy or your actual aura. Now, here is mental intuitive medium. So you can actually hear audio, you can hear your own voice, that kind of stuff. So, in that case, when spirit actually talks to you, they are not going to try to scare you, okay? Their intentions are no way to scare you. So at that point, they may talk to you through their own voice, right? So you're not going to hear, because think about it, as you're going along and you're starting your mediumship work and your journey and that kind of stuff, like if you started to hear other people's voices come through your head, or even my head, I'll speak for myself. I feel like I would just be like, oh my gosh, like what, take me to an insane asylum, right? So at this point, I wanted to kind of figure out what I was labeled under, like I just don't even like labels, but I felt like the whole cognitive dissonance thing that's going on right now in society, I felt like I had to figure out actually what I was, right? Because in my mind, what I am or what other people think of me or perceive me as is two different things, right? So this is where I started to kind of look into my own energy, excuse me, and my own being. So here is a physical medium. This is feelings, touches, even weather. Now you can be, I know there's an actual scientific name for that to where you can actually predict, what's it called? Like geographical kind of traumas to the earth. Now, I feel like I've done that a couple times because sometimes I've asked my husband, I'm like, look, I just need to say this to you. I just need to say the word earthquake. I don't know if it has anything relevant, but all of a sudden, next couple days or maybe a week will pass or something like that, and then we have an earthquake. And I'm like, okay, see, how did I know that? So that's when I started to look into it and figure out the gifts that I had. So here is a spiritual medium that is clairvoyant. So you see orbs, you see spirit, rods of light. Now, excuse me, Daniel said he saw visions of God, right? So that's going to fall under a physical medium, right? So he can actually see spirit. So if you start to see like little orbs or anything like that, little spheres of light, and sometimes you can actually see like a face within the orb itself. So now, if you see rods of light, same thing. If you start to see angels, angels will come as a rod of light. So when I start to when I started to kind of map out where my people are and that kind of stuff, I noticed that my spirit guides and angels and even dead people, deceased relatives, things like that would come in on my left side, right? So on my right side, I noticed that it was other deities. It was a different kind of energy. Some was demonic, some were alien, Pleiadians, Syrians, that kind of thing. Not all aliens are bad, okay? They're not. Some are here actually to help us, such as the Pleiadians. So as you learn this and you go through your mediumship work and you start to kind of figure out what you are, what you can do you hear voices? And that's basically like you're going to hear your own voice. Again, angels are not going to scare you, and they don't want to scare you in any way. They just want to help. Now, excuse me, whenever you initiate a conversation with angels or spirit in general, you have to initiate that, okay? Spirit are not allowed to, I don't want to say spirit, but angels are not allowed to interfere with our story path, you know, unless we ask. And again, they're not even allowed to interfere unless it's an emergency, but now at this point we have a communication with them, right? So in the Bible, I feel like it has been said countless times to have a communication with them. because like in Romans 8, 5 and 6, it says, keep seeking the things above. Well, that's angels. That's not just like the tops of the trees or the, you know, it's above that. It's so above that. It's over our heads, sky, heaven, that kind of thing. So whenever he's saying that, he's saying, don't always focus on the 3D. Don't always focus on what is down here in front of you, right? We have to focus on what's above us. And what's above us is going to be angelic or demonic. So when you get into this practice, you do have to look at both sides, learn both sides, because at that time, you want to learn the angels and you want to learn how to call on them. You're supposed to uh, you're supposed to interact with them. There's several people that are in the Bible that have interacted with them. And honestly, I feel like even Mary Magdalene, which was Jesus' closest person, it's actually been said that that was his wife. But I actually think that maybe she was a psychic medium. I feel like she was a shaman of sorts and she healed. She knew how to heal. And I think Jesus liked that. Like, he didn't care that she was labeled a prostitute or whatever the hell she was labeled with in society. He liked her because of her spirit, of who she was, of who, not necessarily what she stood for per se, because you could stand for good and bad, I guess, in both. If you, literally, if you're in the 3D, yeah, you're human, you're trying to, balance both, but you know what I'm saying? So I feel like as you're going through this journey, and trying to figure out like who you are and what you actually can actually can connect with, then I think you'll start to understand your purpose more. So if here's up here is clairvoyant, this is seeing. So you may get impressions visually, you may do vivid dreams, you may be able to see auras around people, you may be able to see, like, there's so many times that we have seen Jesus with this band of yellow light around him, which is supposed to be indication for like light, obviously. Then you have your crown chakra, your third eye, your throat, your heart chakra, and your throat chakra are very important. And then you have solar sacral and then your root chakra. Now, all of those need to be aligned. And once you're in alignment, and all of the chakras are spinning the right way, I feel like that's whenever you're open up to source. And with Jesus, I feel like he was able to do that. I think he did meditations. I don't want to say that it was like prayer to God, because anything really, like, you can pray to God for somebody to get home from work well, or safe. But then there's another thing. It's like you can really pray to God for those really hard things that are like troubling in your life. So I feel like there's a weight to prayer. You could, and I don't want to say it's like frivolous or like give it less value, but I feel like you can really get into prayer where it's like, you know what, God, I really need help, where you're really starting to do self discoveries and you're really starting to do like shadow work within yourself and that kind of stuff, figuring out who you are. Right. So I feel like Jesus accepted or appreciated that about Mary. So I don't know, maybe they had kids. That's said too. But here is claircognizant. That is just a knowing. Okay, so you can see beyond the veil. You just know when people lie. Here is a stone that I put up. It's moonstone. I absolutely love moonstone. October is the crystal birthstone for October is moonstone, and that's my favorite. So, but yeah, you just have this clear knowing of when someone is lying. So there may be a persistent intuitive thoughts, right? So you may go, through your day and you just know something, and this person may not have been in your life for a while, but you just know something's going on, something's brewing, something's happening in their life. So you may want to reach out to them to say, hey, like, are you good, that kind of thing. If you have these gifts, I feel like you need to utilize them. Don't just utilize them for bad stuff or like just selfish stuff, right? that's not why you get into this, because once you realize who you are and your purpose, why you're here, then you have to exercise those, right? Like God gave those to you, so you might want to work with them. So here is, you can predict outcomes, and that is going just back to your persistent thoughts, where it's like you just know something's going to happen, and yeah, it's funny because it says you interrupt people a lot. I do that. I'm really sorry. I apologize. Um, uh, clairsentient. Clairsentient is physical sensations. So you may have um, chills or pains, and that's literally from somebody else, right? So you're having these sensations. Say you walk into a room, there's other people around you. Say one person kind of feels depressed, right? So you kind of start to feel depressed. You start to have like these little negative self hatred chat with yourself, and you're like, why am I doing this? I don't ever do this. Like, what is this? You could be telepathically listening to their self-sabotaging self. Okay, that's what they're doing. You are picking up on what they're saying to themselves. Okay, so here is energy information on objects. Yes, psychometry. Okay, so I was working on psychometry, and it's funny because I went to this reading, and this lady was like, hey, like, can you pick up on this? I'm like, yeah, let me try this. Like, I told her right out front, like, hey, like, I'm new to this. I'm gonna just give you what I pick up, right? So she handed it to me, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I felt this male energy come in, but then I felt like they felt like they were female. So I was kind of like, is that gay, or were they gay? And if it's so long, then that means that they were way the hell, because I'll be 50 in a couple of years. But then if it would have been like my parents back in then, 60s, 60s, threes, like that's so far away. They didn't even think about, LGBT, any of that, right? So I'm like, do I tell these people this? Like, I don't know if I want to tell that. So I gave very little. And again, even if you're sitting as a reader and you're just like, you need to discern whether you need to tell that person this or not, because right now I didn't need to leave her, sitting wondering either I was crazy or dad was gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't need to leave her with that. So, but that is psychometry, and I think it's kind of interesting, just to go back and like, feel other people's energies too. Hearing, so you can hear your name being called. Again, you may not be hear it with their voice. It may be totally somebody else's voice. Music connects you, and you to your soul. Yeah, when a new song comes out and you feel it, like, you could cry to it, and every time it comes on, you're gonna cry to it, because you feel it deeply, because it resonates so deep with you on an energetic level or a frequency that it's even like it's deep. So here is sensitivity to sound. You enjoy your quiet time. I absolutely enjoy my quiet time. I love it. And I feel like that's whenever I can actually recharge, because then whenever you're around people, say around a big group of people, or even three or four, right? If it's not my energy and I'm taking in other people's energies, that's hard for me. Okay. That will drain the absolute hell out of me. So as an empath, and if you are an empath, I would protect yourself. Okay. That's going to be with tourmaline. This is tourmaline and onyx. Anything that is dark, okay, is going to protect you. Now, moving right on to empath, hypersensitivity to light and noise, most definitely, okay? So say you just walk out of your house, and yes, it's bright and that kind of stuff, but it's just really hard for you to see. It takes your eyes a lot to come back and adjust. Um, you attract broken people. Absolutely. They see your light, they see your energy. They see that, okay? As well as dead people, okay? Dead people are coming to you because they see your light. You have a brighter beacon, if you will, right? So broken people are going to come back to you, or come to you, to either one, suck the energy out of you, learn from you. Hopefully they would let you teach them, but they are here to learn from you. They are not going to to give much within the relationship. So you take on the energy around you. Yes, that goes back to physical medium. So again, feel and touches. Okay, weather, even illnesses. You may be around somebody, again, like I said, you're around somebody that may be kind of depressed and you're hearing them telepathically absolutely sabotage themselves. Okay, once you leave them and you get back in your car, you're just like, you have this time to kind of like get that out of you, right? Once you get home, it takes that time. Once you get home, then you're kind of like, wow, I didn't, what was that? Like, and you'll dismiss it. Okay. That's fine that you dismissed it. But if anything, you just picked up on your friend's depression. Okay. So as a light worker or as a seed child, you or a star seed, you have a purpose here. Okay. And that's your purpose. That is literally your purpose. You feel the energy. That person's your friend. Obviously, it's not your energy. So you need to start going to that friend, not demanding them to do this, just letting them know I'm here. Okay. That could be completely just your purpose. People tend to think that there's like this grand purpose, like you're going to come out on a uniform or on a unicorn and it's just going to be magical. No, literally your purpose could be just to be a good human. Okay. That could be it. Literally. And people make more of that. And I just wish that they wouldn't think that it's just this great, just huge thing. It's not. It's very little. It's those little seeds. What does he say? Faith like a mustard seed, right? So it's just those little seeds that you implant during your day to people to lift their spirits. Okay. So if they have faith, just like a little mustard seed, and just like a little mustard seed can be negative, okay, other people can put negative seeds just like good people can put good seeds in that person, right? For that day, right? I get that. But remember, in that person that's depressed, they may be more focused on that negative comment versus yours. So, us again, as light workers, we have to be constantly on, which is again, it's draining, but that's where we know that we have to recharge. We have a purpose here too. So again, here is where I came down to. I know it's right here at the bottom. It says angels can appear as humans. Genesis 19:1 and 2 says God sent two angels as human. Yes, he is going to send you people throughout your day that are angels. Okay. They're literally just going to be in a vessel, a human vessel. Okay. Because again, they don't want to scare you. If you just saw an angel just bust up in your residence or your even place of employment, wouldn't you just be like mind blown? No, they're going to come to you in a human form, just like the devil can come to you in a human form, right? So um, when angels come to you, that is their way or God's way of just kind of saying, hey, like, are you passing this test? Are you a good human? Are you going to be nice regardless if maybe it's a bum on the side of the road? Are you nice, or do you walk past that particular person like so just, so disgusted by that human? Well, we're all humans, so it's like that's where you have to, what are your intentions with what you're doing and what are you thinking throughout the day, right? So remember that when people come into your path. Do angels have feelings? Absolutely. Absolutely. Luke 15:10. Absolutely. Because I feel like if our angels they want us to do good, right? If we stumble or if we mess up, because we have free will. So if we mess up, I know that they're just like, what the hell? Like, I've given her signs, I've given her new numbers numerous times, and you're just not getting it. Yes, I totally think that angels have feelings, and I do think that, like, we disappoint them at times, we disappoint God at times, we disappoint ourselves at times, and when we do that, we also have to learn to forgive ourselves too. So life's it's tricky, but we gotta do it. So bright lights, Exodus 25:20. It says Daniel's, well, I don't think it's well, Daniel saw visions of God. So visions of God is going to be a spiritual medium, right? So is Daniel a spiritual medium? You know, because if I put the content of the Bible with what it is in the spiritual like groups, he's a physical medium. He saw visions of God, and anybody that that practices this, that has actually been in a meditation and saw God or saw Jesus or saw, that's all I need to say, and you're just like, I know what I saw, you know, that's it. You are a physical medium. You see it. You can see it. The first time, I was just talking to a friend of mine, the first time whenever I did the a real shit medium, like meditation, like I was like, I really have to do this. Like I'm gonna get myself right. I'm gonna get the music on. I'm gonna light my candles. We're gonna get it, like, set the stage, and we're really gonna, try to get rid of some of these toxic energies and childhood traumas that I have. So I was just like, I guess I had this question of, is Jesus really real? Because like some of the things that I've been hearing, and then like maybe he's not, and maybe he was an example, and maybe he was, just this fictitious person that man put in the Bible for us to actually like praise, all right, that's cool. Did this meditation, there was a wall, and I'm like, okay, why am I at this wall, right? Nothing's around it in my meditation. I turn the corner and there's an angel and there's Jesus, and my eyes went, I was like, oh my gosh, I just saw him. Oh my, that was like the best thing ever. That I knew, I instantly knew. And those things, when you work yourself through this spiritual quest, you're going to come across the mediumship, and you're going to have to look, what are you doing in your daily basis, on your daily walk? You know, is it mediumship? Are you an empath? Are you picking up other people's energies? Are you noticing things on the clock at a certain time? 222. What's it mean? That's how you start to learn who you are. That's how you learn what your purpose is here. So again, I'm going to give you a quick cut to this if you want to screenshot that if you're on your phone. But here is, again, mediumship, emotional connection. That's going to be empath. Mental intuitive. That is hearing audio, hearing your own voice. There's a quick knowing, okay? So here is physical medium. You can physically feel or smell perfume. Say a grandfather smoked a cigar. You say you get into your car, and then all of a sudden you smell that particular cigar, right? So spiritual medium is clairvoyance, seeing orbs and rods of light. I think I just said Daniel was a physical medium, and I feel like I should have said spiritual, but anyway. So if you guys appreciate this and you resonate with it, then I appreciate you guys stopping by to listen to me. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it is my name, just Lee Stromets. It's shoved together. And then if you want to find me on Telegram, it is LibraMoon73. And this is a new platform for me, so I'm going to try to figure out how to shut you guys off. But you guys have a good day.